we're going to take a big leap forward with Mikrokosmos number 10, a piece called With Alternate Hands. And just from that title, you might get a sense of what that big leap forward is going to entail. The pieces that we've encountered so far in Mikrokosmos have all had similar music in the left hand and the right hand. They've had the same pitches, they've had the same rhythms, and the only difference really is that the octave in which each of those hands is playing is different. But in Mikrokosmos number 10, we are going to introduce true hand independence. Our left hand and our right hand are not going to be doing the same thing, are not going to be playing the same musical idea at the same time. So let's dig down a little bit into Mikrokosmos number 10. And just as we first look at this piece, you can see visually that the left hand and the right hand are each doing their own thing. Now let's take this one hand at a time, because the more complicated our pieces get, the more useful it's going to be to break down the piece one hand at a time. So let's start with the left hand, because the left hand is the hand that actually starts the piece. So let's just get our hand position set to begin with. First of all, we see that we begin in the left hand on a D right here. And that D is going to be on our fifth finger, which means that's going to put the E on our fourth finger, the F on our third finger, and the G on our second finger, and then the A on our first finger. But notice we have another key signature here. We have this flat in the key signature, and that happens to be an A flat. And what that tells us is that all of the A's in this piece are going to be not A's, but A flat. So that means that our thumb is going to be, or our first finger is going to be, on A flat. But other than that, notice we have, if we just scan the rest of the piece in the left hand, we have a lot of areas where we're resting, and then we're not going to change our hand position at all from there. So once we get that hand position set, we're going to be set in the left hand. Let's now scan through the right hand. And notice, by the way, we have again that same A flat in the right hand, in the treble clef. So that's telling us that all of those A's that we encounter in the right hand are going to be A flats. By the way, for those of you who are taking music theory, this is not a standard key signature. This is not a key signature that you're going to be learning in music theory. Bartók had a very experimental and adventurous side to his music, and sometimes he would make up key signatures just because they fit his needs. So this is sort of a non-standard key signature, but one that Bartók is going to make use of in this piece. So notice, by the way, again, we have a lot of rests in the right hand. So the first three measures here are all rests. And then when we finally do come in, we have our first finger on D in the right hand. So that means our second finger is going to be on E, our third finger on F, our fourth finger on G, and then our fifth finger would be on A. But again, that A is in fact an A flat. So our fifth finger is going to be on A flat. Now, having our thumb and our fifth finger on a black key is going to present a little bit more of a challenge than having the black key, as we did in the number 8, on our second or third finger. So let's actually take a look at that at the keyboard. So let me start with my right hand, and just imagine, first of all, that we're not using the A flat. Let's just see what that hand position looks like. We go right up from our thumb to our fifth finger, from D to A. If I add that A flat in, that means my fifth finger has to come just a little bit further into the keyboard. We don't want to go way, way, way down into the keyboard for the A flat. We just want to hit the tip of it there. That's all we need. So notice how I sort of walk up. I'm not gonna distort my my wrist too much, just enough to catch that A flat. It's a little bit trickier in the left hand because now I'm going to do that A flat with my thumb. Here would be our hand position if we didn't have the A flat. Now, notice what I have to do to catch that A flat with my thumb. I'm going to just sort of walk into the keyboard a little bit. It's harder with the thumb because our thumb is going to be sort of flat like this, or not straight on like the other fingers. But I can do that, notice, with a minimum of movement.